Here we have this question is asking to write. I come from in many different ways. Like I come from in French language. So here they have given an example. Like for Argentine, je viens d'Argentine. It's because you see that there's a here. So if you have vowel, which is a e i o u, a e i, you also include I here. In French, it's a voyelle. Okay, a e i o u. So you can say voyelle here, voyelle in French. So if you see any voyelle, um, you need to put d apostrophe. So there are certain situations you have to use do, de, and do and de. Okay. For example, if it's a country for Peru, you have to express this one. Je viens du Peru. Okay, it's because this Peru is masculine. So if you look at the countries, like if you see the E at the end of the countries, those are feminine. And if you don't see them, that's masculine. So here, this one is masculine, this one is masculine, this one is feminine, and this one is feminine. This one is masculine, this one is feminine, this one is masculine, this one is feminine, feminine, and this one is feminine. Okay, so these are feminine, and this heterogeneous is not actually masculine; it's plural. So it doesn't have masculine or feminine. You can say plural here. And um, when it's uh, when it's with vowel, if it's masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. So you will see when I do the example, how does this work out. So for Denmark also, that's a masculine. So masculine, for masculine, just remember you have to put do. Do is nothing but de le. This one expand as de le. This le is for the masculine. Okay, so that combines into do. So forget de le. It doesn't never comes as de le. It combines them and comes as do. Okay. In other words, for feminine, it comes out de la. Okay. For masculine, it's a de le that combines into de do. But for feminine, it comes as de le, de le. But for this one, there's no shortcut like do. So for feminine, we have to write de le. For masculine, we have to write do. That's de le that combines into do. And if it's any vowel, a, e, I, o, u, you have to put d apostrophe. Okay. And if it's a plural country, you put des. Okay. So these are the four situations they have put right here. So this do comes when it's a masculine. This day comes when it's a feminine, but you have to add a la next to it. And this d apostrophe comes when something is vowel. And when this death comes when you have to pronounce like de exactly like this, because when you pronounce in French, you have to this s goes to silent. So it's also de, but this one comes to any country that is plural. So here the Uni is United States. It's a plural country. So for this one, we need to put des. So now let's go and do one by one. So first we have JVN do Peru, and then the next one is JVN do Denmark. Denmark. And then for this one, it doesn't matter if it's feminine or what, but for vowel, it doesn't matter if it's dela or do whatever. It just comes as didn't. D apostrophe in. Okay, like that for Ukraine, because Ukraine U is a vowel, so this gonna come like JVN Ukraine. Ukraine. Okay, and then for this one JVN, it's a plural country, so we have to put des. So de eat at uni. Okay. And then for this one, this is a vowel. So je viens d'Allemagne. Okay. And this one, je viens. This is masculine. So je viens do Singapore. Singapore. And this one is feminine. So we have to put je viens de la Corée. Corée. Okay. And then for this one, this one here is vowel. So this one comes as je viens d'Alger. Okay. And this one is Turkey. And this is a feminine. So je viens de la Turkey. Turkey. In French, you don't say te, it's a tu. So Turkey. Okay, now let's make sure everything is right. So first, je viens du Peru because Peru is a masculine. Okay, and then je viens du Denmark because Denmark is a masculine. And then je viens d'Inde because this Ind is a I is a vowel, so we put d'Inde. And then je viens d'Ukraine because U is a vowel, Ukraine. And then je viens des Etat uni because we put es because this is a plural country, so we put des. Okay, and then je viens d'Allemagne, and Allemagne is a is a vowel, so we put d'Allemagne. And then je viens do Singapore because Singapore is a masculine, so we put do. And then je viens de la Corée because Corée is a feminine, so we put de la. And je viens d'Algérie because A is a vowel. Okay, je viens de la Turkey because Turkey is feminine. We have to put de la. Okay, and that's basically how we do this kind of things. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. See you guys on my next video.